3, 2, 1, 0.
Roger, the clock is operating. We're underway.
You're loud and clear.
Roger, we're programming and roll okay. A little bumpy along about here.
Roger. Stand by for 20 seconds.
Roger. We're smoothing out some now, getting out of the vibration area.
Roger, you feel max Q, flight path is...
Roger, feels good through max Q and smoothing out real fine. Cabin pressure coming down by 7. Okay, flight very smooth now. Sky looking very dark outside.
All Roger, reading you loud and clear, 7. Cape is go. We're standing by for you.
Roger, Cape is go and I am go. Our capsule is in good shape. Fuel 103, 102, oxygen 78,100. Cabin pressure holding steady at 5.8. Amps is 2.6. All systems are go. Indicating 6G. Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Roger, turnaround has started.
Roger, capsule turning around, and I could see the booster during turnaround just a couple of 100 yards behind me. It was beautiful.
Roger, 7. You have a go with at least 7 orbits.
Roger, understand go for at least 7 orbits. The Friendship 7 can see clear back a big cloud pattern way back across toward the Cape. We're all set. This is very comfortable at 0G. I have nothing but very fine feeling. It just feels very normal and very good. Have very little dirt floating around in the capsule, just a little bit. And preparing to take xylos still at present time. This is Friendship 7. The head movements cause no sensations whatsoever. Feel fine. Reach test, I can hit directly to any spot that I want to hit. I have no problem reaching for knobs and have adjusted to 0G very easily, much easier than I really thought I would. I have excellent vision on the charts, no astigmatism or any malfunctions at all. I feel fine so far, over.
Roger, understand.
This is Friendship 7, have beautiful view of the African coast, both in the scope and out the window. Out the window is by far the best view. Part of the Canaries was hit by clouds. Roger, how you doing, Gordo? We're doing real fine up here. Everything is going very well. Over.
Before we start, I would like to say I have finally finished your theme song. It's called Continuum and it's on my channel. And I encourage you to please put it in your videos and streams.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another supporter Q&A, this time for September 2019. It feels like I just did a supporter Q&A. Time is flying, man. This supporter Q&A was supposed to be last Monday, but it got delayed because of the old hurricane that was kind of didn't really impact us whatsoever. We get worse storms on a normal rainy summer afternoon. Different case for the Bahamas, of course, but we dodged a bullet, and so I decided to push the stream back just in case, and that was like a week, or it was like 4 or 5 days before the stream was about to. Anyway. Welcome to the stream, guys. It's good to see everybody. Psychotic, good to see you, man. Sappity, Tan Production, Darth Sean, Took, Darth Rodicus, welcome to the stream, guys. For those of you who are not supporters of the channel, who are just watching, welcome as well. And Psychotic, thank you so much for becoming. I can't speak tonight. I ate too many bratwursts and macaroni and cheese. I did not eat good today. Psychotic, thank you so much for the first super chat and channel support of the stream. I greatly appreciate that, man. Psychotic says, before we start, I would like to say I finally finished your theme song. It's called Continuum, and it's on my channel. And I encourage you to please put it on your videos and streams. Nice, man. I'll check that out. Absolutely. If it's, I don't know what it's going to be. Well, I'm going to check it out after the stream. I kind of have this, I need to take a picture of the way I set up my screen. I'm very meticulous with the way I set up my screen. I don't know how to describe it. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to tweet it. I guess after this stream. Okay, I'll take a picture of how my screen is right now. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so yeah, I'm very meticulous with how I have my screen. It's kind of silly. I'm a little OCD when it comes to my computer stuff. Not so much in real life, but with my computer stuff, yes. But dude, I'm excited to check it out, for sure. Yeah. I don't see why I wouldn't put it on my streams and maybe use it a little bit in the video. I haven't heard it yet, so who knows. But dude, I saw that you asked me about the song that you recommended. I listened to it, and I loved it. I didn't really know what to expect, and I loved the beat. It was fun, and I'm probably gonna reach out to the person who made, what is it, For You? I read the let me pull that up again. I read the description of it, and he said he changed his name, the new name of the band, I guess, or the name that he's going for or with is called No More Sadness. I think that's what it is. But it was really good, really good. I might reach out and see if I can use this stuff for streams and videos and stuff like that. Because that song Psychotic was just right up my alley and perfect with perfect with the stream music that I usually use. So yeah, appreciate that support this afternoon, man. So you guys know how these supporter Q&As go. I chit chat with the chat for a while, and I also read questions that come from Patreon, and also I get texts. Well, I need to mute my. I'm not fully here tonight, guys. I don't know why. My head's not in the game. But, so yeah, I take questions from Patreon, as you see in the bottom left corner. We listen to some tunes. It's always super low-key, and I really enjoy doing these because these folks support the channel, and I wish I could do more for them. But I appreciate the shit out of their support, and these Q&As are always fun. I love the random topics that get brought up. I love you guys know how these streams are, right? That we always ping pong between random subjects, life, space, fast food, kayaking, anything, anything. What's up, AT? But yeah, so Gravy, Psychotic, and Took, thank you guys so much for the super chats.
3
as
kids
well.
in sports, an early morning job, and a wife I hardly see. I'm in that state of where am I? Speaking of, 15-year wedding anniversary coming up on the 18th.
Nice.
Where does the time go?
What is the date today? The 9th? Damn, 9 days from now. Took, thank you so much. Psychotic, thank you so much. And Gravy, thank you so much as well, guys. Gravy says, I'm from Louisville. Have you always lived in Florida? No, Gravy. So I was born in Ohio. I moved to Atlanta, and I've been living in Florida for a little over 20 years now. So we moved to Florida when I was 12, I think. 12. That sounds about right. I'm 33 now, so I've lived here for quite a while. And I love it, man. You know, it's got everything that I like. I enjoy kayaking. I love the beach, and I'm excited for my daughter to grow up kind of in this area as well. You know, we're moving out kind of closer to the beach, so because we used to live downtown Me and my wife did, and you know, we're moving closer to the beach, building a house. So I'm just really looking forward to kind of, you know, having a life in the burbs and being boring as fuck. So yeah, Gravy. I've lived in Florida for about 21 years. Before that, Atlanta, and then before that, Ohio. Yeah, I like it here for sure. But I appreciate that support this evening, man. And Psychotic, and don't worry, I won't copyright you. You're good. The only thing is, I would like credit as usual, for sure. You know, if I add it to a stream, it would be up in the top left corner in the now playing section, you know, which would be cool to see, for sure. And I would absolutely credit you. I'm excited to hear it, though. I'll have to, I'm definitely going to listen to it after the stream. Let me go ahead and pull up your channel, in the, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Go to channel. Cool. I gotta mute everything. Nice. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'll definitely pull it up after the stream. I got it. I got the channel tab open. But I appreciate that, man. And Took 17, 3 kids in sports, an early morning job, and a wife I hardly see. I'm in the state of where am I? Speaking of 15-year wedding anniversary coming up on the 18th. Where does the time go? Yeah, that is a state. Man, the where am I state, or for me, it's more like, it's more of kind of an entire combination of where does the time go? What the fuck am I doing? Where am I? In a realization like I'm 33. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. I'm sure everybody does this. What is it? What is this? What is this? That's the best way to describe, I guess, what I'm, where I'm at. But yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to the radio show sometime, man. 3 kids in sports, an early morning job, and a wife I hardly see. I'm in a state of where am I? Speaking of 15. Well, congratulations on the anniversary. I don't know where the time goes. Like even just my daughter's gonna be 18 months, and even that time has flown. You know, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, we're both early risers. It's kind of tough. Tan, about 6 years. About 6 years. 6 years and about half a year. So, I had one of those mornings this morning where I spaced out and on air and forgot what I was doing. Made for great radio, I'm sure. I'm sure. Sorry, Dad just came in. I was like, what the fuck? It's been kind of funny. Like, you know, you guys know this, but me and my wife are building a new house, and in the meantime, we're living with my parents for about 5-6 months. So it's been weird. Like, I'll be streaming, and my dad will walk in, and I'll be like, well, this is different. So yeah, but Took, yeah, I feel you. There is a constant state of where am I? What's going on? What is all this shit? Where's the time go? And before you know it, your kids are gonna have kids, and then it's just where the hell does all that time go? And then I don't know, a lot of existential questions and crises going on across the world that you kind of have to battle with, I suppose. I'll be 40 at the end of October. No idea when that happened. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. My dad will be 70 next year. And he's goes to the gym twice a day. Like, I don't know. I hope I'm that determined to stay alive when I'm his old age. But yeah, Darth Rodicus, thank you for the super chat and channel support, man. Where from Ohio? I'm curious if you're cool with me asking. Oh, sure. I was born a little outside of Columbus. Most of my family lives up there, my extended family. Most of them live up in Columbus, specifically like Canal Winchester, if you've ever heard of it. But I love it up there. I really like visiting. It's been a few years since I've went up there, but I love visiting up there. And, you know, Columbus has become a really cool city. I used to go there a little bit back in the day, and it's become a really, really cool city. I took a road trip before I enlisted in the Navy, and I drove from Jacksonville all the way up to Ohio just like a screw it, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm just going to drive to my aunt and uncle's house in Ohio before I go to boot camp. And I just did that by myself, spent like a week up there and just drove back. It was a nice like head clearing kind of thing. And yeah, I'd love to go back up there soon. It's a fun place. Oh, nice. Wow. Super close to Winchester. Nice. Small world. All right, guys. So, time for some Patreon questions. What do you think? Let's jump into some Patreon questions. Wow, that looks really tiny in the bottom left corner. I know exactly what I did wrong. Shit. Oh well. That'll be good. It's fine. So the first question on Patreon comes from Alexander Cunin. First of all, good to see you, Alexander. Haven't seen that name in a while. But thank you for the question, and thank you for allowing me to plug something that does not yet exist on the marketplace, and exposes my I suppose nervousness and lazy assness. Because a part of me, what you're looking at right now is the cover of the book. A part of me is like, I need to get this thing out, and it's done. And then another part of me is like, oh my god, what if it sucks? And then the first chapter, the first couple pages is addressing that what if it sucks mentality. It's funny. The first thing the book addresses is that what if it sucks mentality, and how you just have to say fuck that stuff, and just do it, right? So it's a part of that, and it's also me not going through the motions yet of putting it on Amazon, doing the descriptions, the tags, all that kind of stuff. You know, there's a little process to where once you upload it, you have to fill out a bunch of stuff and write a description, and I want to get that looking good. And it's a matter of finding time to sit down and actually figure out what I want to put in the description, what I want to, what I want to have the first thing that somebody sees when they go to the Amazon listing. What are they going to read? That little tag, that little description is kind of holding me back. But for the most part, Alexander, everything is done. I have the audiobook done. I have the paperback is completely done. Every once in a while, like yesterday, I thought of something that I wanted to put in the book, and I'm tempted to add a little bit more here and there, but at a certain point, I just got to go, hey, stop. Just stop. It's done. Just do it. It's done. Because, I mean, you could go on forever, right? I could. I mean, random experiences, movies, games you want to talk about. But yeah. So, it will be released. I don't know when. I'll probably release it sometime closer to Rise of Skywalker, or, as the end of the year goes. And, well, that's going to be here before we know it, right? But, yeah, I know. I agree, Andy. Stop touching it. Just get on with it. I'm with you. But it's a little nerve-wracking. I'm gonna be honest. It's a little nerve-wracking. Like, I sit back and sometimes I'll listen to the audiobook and I'm like, oh, this is good. This is interesting to me. Why would anybody care about this? And it turned out to be a lot more personal than I was expecting. Way more personal than I was expecting. There's a lot of Star Wars in there, but there's a lot of just kind of opinions about YouTube, social media. I talk a little bit about being a dad and the Navy, like really, really personal experiences or opinions that I didn't really expect to write, but they're there. And a part of me is like, it's that nervous, like, what if nobody likes it kind of feeling, right? No, why would anybody give a shit about what's in this, well, yeah. We'll see. If you manage to make yourself interesting to yourself, you did good. Well, I don't know about that. So, we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. But yeah, Alexander. Eventually, let's say that eventually, within the end of the year, or within what's left of 2019, it'll absolutely be out. And the day that it goes live, I'm actually going to be broadcasting the first chapter as a live stream. for maybe 12 to 24 hours, just kind of like a looped first chapter live stream. It's kind of like a preview if anybody wants to get the audiobook, you know. But I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the question. And the next question comes from Psychotic. Psychotic wrote me a really long and personal post on Patreon. I discussed it with him, and I think we both agreed that maybe it was a little too personal, and I didn't really feel comfortable putting something that personal out on a live stream, you know. So we agreed. But I appreciate the sentiment, Psychotic, and I'm glad you understand. You know, I don't feel comfortable isn't the right word, but I don't want to. You know, I don't want to. That's not my place. Let's just say that. That's not my place to make all that kind of personal stuff public. So I'm glad you were cool with that. But so your question was, did you like that song I recommended for you, Long Gone? I hope you can add it to your streams. I would love to hear it. So I did listen to, I mentioned this a little bit before the stream. Right when the stream started. I love the song. It was right up my alley. I didn't know what to expect when you recommended it to me. But when I listened to it, you know, it's very reminiscent, very similar to what I play on the stream, like something that you're listening to right now. It's upbeat, it's fun. There's a little synth in there. It's really cool. It's a really cool song, and I would love to be able to use it on a stream. I'll have to reach out to the person who made it. It looks like they're relatively if I was looking at the right YouTube channel. For you, Long Gone. Let's see. Yeah, it's a really good song. And it doesn't really have many plays. So I'm gonna have to maybe see if I can get in contact with the person who made it and see if I can use their songs, because I never like to use songs that are that I haven't asked permission to use, just because I feel a little weird just ripping somebody's music off the internet and using it for my own personal use. Even if I do give them credit, I kind of like to reach out before. Most of the stuff that you listen to on these live streams are free YouTube audio. YouTube, you can YouTube offers all this music and sound effects that you can use in their library. A lot of the stuff you listen to on these streams are from that. So I guess that's just automatic permission, But there is a free download. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'll go ahead and download it, and I'll probably still reach out or shoot the guy a tweet if he's on Twitter. But I appreciate the recommendation, man. Like I said, I didn't really know what to expect. I listened to it and I was like, hell yeah, this is great. For sure. Man, I didn't get a notification on Twitter or YouTube. Really? How would you get a notification on Twitter? Just that I posted it? Did I post it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I did. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand the notification system. I don't get it, Caleb. Like, sometimes the afternoons are really weird, because afternoons, it seems like notifications go out, and there's always more viewership in the afternoons, like middle of the day, noon, Eastern time, during the work week. And then in the evenings, that's when I hear, what the hell, notifications didn't go out. That's like, the evenings are, where was the notification? So it's really strange. But yeah, I'm glad you made it, man. It's good to see you. All right, the next question on Patreon comes from Mr. Paul Robinson. I always feel like I say this every single month, Paul, but it's good to see you. Paul has been, one of the oldest names that I recognize on Hello Greedo. We go way back. Mr. Paul, it's always good to see you, man. Hey, since you're pretty much live where I always go on holiday, not jealous at all much. Well, a bit. Maybe you should be. Where would your ideal vacation be? Real world and Star Wars universe. Hoping everything with a hurricane is okay for you all. Having been there during one, I know it's scary shit. Love to to the family as always. Paul, I appreciate the sentiment, man. Yeah, this hurt. You know, I've lived here for 21 years, and we've had some doozies, but this was nothing for us. I don't want to downplay it because obviously it devastated the Bahamas. It was a Category 5, but for us, you know, it was just a less than a normal like afternoon Florida thunderstorm. Really. So yeah, we're good to go here. So my ideal vacation. Let me take a quick sip of water. My ideal vacation is, I love going to national parks. It's kind of it's just my favorite thing in the world to do. I like going camping, and kayaking and hiking and stuff like that. So my ideal vacations are always, kind of involving mountains. Like I go to Blue Ridge Parkway and just kind of North Georgia mountains all the time with me and my friends, and occasionally we go up there with my family. You know, went out west with my wife to 6 national parks and a long ass road trip. And those trips are always my favorite. I like hiking, I like kayaking, I like camping. Wish I had more time to do all those, but you know, once my daughter's a little older and we can start doing that stuff as a family, which will be a lot of fun. I'm in no rush, obviously. I don't want her to grow up too fast, but so my ideal vacation at the moment, like the place that I want to go so bad, is Denali National Park up in Alaska. That's kind of, if I could go anywhere right now and have just like a trip, just anywhere. It would probably be Denali National Park in Alaska. I would love to rent an RV and just kind of hang out in the national park for a week or two. Do a lot of hiking, check out that part of the world, the country. Well, I've never been up there. So that's kind of my ideal right now vacation. Like I love going, you know, I've been to St. Lucia, been to Cozumel, been to a lot of kind of beach resorts and towns and stuff like that. And it's always fun. It's always beautiful. I love it. But, you know, I live in Florida. So my idea for a vacation, as relaxing and fun as St. Lucia and all that stuff is, as beautiful as it is, and as much as I enjoy it, I still prefer going to kind of mountainous areas and stuff like that. But yeah, give me a mountain and some hikes, and I'm set, man. I am set. But my spot for Star Wars, my vacation in the Star Wars universe. I was gonna say Naboo, but I think I'm gonna say Cloud City. I think I'm gonna say Cloud City, just because how alien it is, as in a concept, and I'm gonna say Cloud City. There we go. I'm gonna say Denali National Park and Cloud City. There's your answers, Paul. But I appreciate the support as always, man. I hope you're doing well. Cloud City would be a nice place. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool. Open the curtains to your room and see nothing but sky. I think it'd be pretty cool. Oh man. And death. Yeah, there you go. All the whatever mechanisms that keep those things floating in the sky fails and everything just plummets to its death. Cloud City. The next question on Patreon comes from the Movie Critic Dude. Good to see you, man. Hey, HG. It's been a while that... Wait. Hey, Greedo. Oh, weird. Okay. Hey, Greedo. Oh, weird. I'm getting this mixed up. You can see. Down here, Grant says, "Hey, Greedo, for whatever reason, my eyes were bouncing." Okay, here we go. Hey, HG. It's been a while that I posted a question to you since I've been busy with my masters, but damn. But my two questions are: which of the new Star Wars shows are you excited for the most? Oh, the most for Disney Plus, and why? Second, is that for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker? Are you both excited and nervous on how it'll play out to be the final film in the Skywalker storyline? And also, have you gone to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge now that it's open in Florida? If so, are you going there as a special appearance for your fans? Because I'm planning to go with my dad when we get the time. Nice, man. That'll be a fun father-son trip for sure. So the show that I'm without a doubt most excited for on Disney Plus is The Mandalorian. The Cassian Andor show. I guess we know about his character. We've seen his character before. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. Clone Wars, I'm excited for it, but I still need to finish what I've got in my pocket left to watch. So The Mandalorian is definitely the show that I'm most excited for, and the reason behind that is the kind of the descriptions that Jon Favreau has given. He basically said that you take A New Hope, you take the first act of A New Hope, and that's what he was kind of going for, that feel, that vibe, the kind of the weird factor, as I believe he put it. And as you guys know, A New Hope is my favorite Star Wars movie, and I love the new factor, the alien factor, the weird factor of the first act, or the first half even. And so to hear Favreau give that description was extremely exciting, because to me, it almost seems like we kind of have the same idea of what we love Star Wars to look and feel and sound and be like. With that description, I just went, hell yeah, man, I am on the same page. So that's without a doubt, the show that I'm most excited for, The Mandalorian, on Disney Plus. But yeah, I am a little bit nervous with Episode 9, man, because it's that complete unknown factor, It's the kind of this build-up of 40-plus years and 9 saga films, and we're coming to a head. And we don't really know where it's going. This movie, in terms of, I guess, the sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens and then The Last Jedi led directly from that. It was back-to-back, moment for moment, no wasted time. No break in the timeline, just movie, boom, another movie, with in-universe time. For Episode 9, we have, a 2 or 3 year break, I believe? Something like that, in the movie time. And that break of time is, without a doubt, the most kind of mysterious thing about this entire sequel trilogy, because we don't know what's happened. They can basically do whatever they want. They're not relying on a back-to-back storyline. And it's not that I'm nervous. I guess I'm just extremely curious, and I'm not nervous in a way like I hope it pleases everyone. I don't think in those terms. I'm more curious how they're gonna do it. What ideas they thought were neat, so I can I'm just excited to see what they come up with, really, But yeah, man, I'm pumped. Mandalorian, Rise of Skywalker, without a doubt, the two things that I'm most excited for, coming up, which makes sense, I suppose. They're probably the two things that most people are the most excited for, right? I would say. Because to me, Star Wars is always going to be, no matter how many shows they make, Star Wars is always going to be a movie to me. It's always going to be a film-going experience. It's always going to be big and loud and 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and it's going to be a ride, But yeah, I appreciate that, movie critic dude. It's good to see it. And no, I haven't gone to Galaxy's Edge down in Florida yet, in Orlando. I probably won't end up going for a really long time. I went out in out in California because I went to EA Play and I was just lucky enough to be able to go. So I'm not in any rush to go to the Orlando, the Disney World Galaxy's Edge. And I kind of want to wait now until my daughter's a little older to go and whatnot. So eventually, eventually. But what's like, it's at Hollywood Studios, right? So, or what is it called now? Yeah, Hollywood Studios. So I would want to take my daughter to Magic Kingdom first, right? So do I buy a park hopper and go just for Galaxy's Edge to Hollywood Studios? Because there's not much else there she would probably like. She loves Chewbacca. I'll show her the plush Chewbacca doll that I bought her. Or show her like those Star Wars kids little cartoons on YouTube. And she'll say, Baka? Baka? Yeah, Chewbacca. Baka? Baka? Yeah, I need to get that on video. I need to. Oh, no, I haven't, Caleb. Yours is actually the last one. The last one, Caleb. Caleb Kemp, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this evening, man. I greatly appreciate that. Caleb Kemp says, since I'm late, did you get my Patreon queue already? No rush if you didn't. I just want to be sure I didn't miss it. No, you didn't miss it, man. It's actually the last one on the list. It looks like it was posted 5 hours ago. Or that was wrong. I screenshotted this like 5 hours ago. So it's probably 10 hours ago, right? So nope, it's actually the last one. You only have a few ahead of you. Ari, Grant, Admiral Crust, Darth Rodicus, and then you. So I'm sure as the Rise of Skywalker ramps up and gets closer and closer, the Patreon questions will be the quantity will be a lot bigger. In the past, like right before the Last Jedi, or after the Last Jedi, even, I think Patreon. The supporter Q&As were super long because I'll have to look back at that, but I remember them being really long. And dude, the way I used to do supporter Q&As, Caleb, the way I used to do supporter Q&As took forever. I don't know why I used to do them this way. So the supporter Q&As, I took questions from Patreon and I took questions from like Facebook and wherever, and a lot of Patreons, but I used to take the questions. I used to sit down at my computer and type up answers to all of them. I would type them up, and the answers would be paragraphs because I'm long-winded, and they would be extremely long answers. And then I would type that up. I would record the audio. I would edit the audio just like I was making a regular video. But the Patreon. The supporter Q&A, which I could have done in like an hour or 2 hours on a live stream and made it more candid and more in the moment and more fun, I used to completely script out, and it would take me like 12 hours to make because I would have to sit down and answer all these questions. And a lot of this time period I'm talking about is kind of like even prior to The Force Awakens. So, there was a ton of questions, and it was just like, I don't know why I ever did it that way. I mean, I guess it's a good way to do it, but I just like these live stream formats way more, because it would take forever to make those. I mean, forever. But yeah, you'll have to post some that I can find. I know I started doing them in our second condo that me and my wife lived in. I can picture the garage. I used to do them in the garage. Man, I bet there's some pretty cringy shit in those old Q&As. Because you always look back at what you used to say, what you used to do. Even if it's 5-8 years ago, you go, ugh, boy, oh boy, ugh, buh. Yikes. Just like 5-8 years from now, I'll be cringing at all the shit that I'm saying in this live stream. But yeah, Caleb. Anyway, I appreciate that support tonight, man. And this month. Thank you so much, man. The next question on Patreon comes from Ari. Good to see you, Ari. Did I scroll up? There we go. Ari says, which Disney Plus series excites you the most out of the 3 that are officially announced, and what kind of Star Wars Disney Plus series would you want to see that we don't already have? Keep up the good work, HG. Well, I appreciate that, Ari. Let me take a quick sip. Oh, man. Okay, so, Ari, the Disney Plus series that I'm, without a doubt, the most excited for is The Mandalorian, as I said, with Movie Critic Dude's question. And I guess I can expand on that. The thing that intrigues me the most is the new factor, the unknown factor, because the teaser trailer, obviously, didn't reveal that much. It looks like maybe he links up with a group of bounty hunters or something like that. I'm sure there's a job that they're all conspiring to accomplish. And this character that is completely new, we're all assuming, and I hope it's not some callback to some old character that everybody knows. I don't, you guys know me. I like new stuff. But I just love the man with no name vibe, the Dollars films, the Clint Eastwood feel of the trailers and the gunslinger, the outlaw. That's kind of what I love about Star Wars. I've always said that when I think of Star Wars, I don't think of Jedi. I don't think of Sith. I don't think of lightsabers. When I think of Star Wars, I think of the cantina. I think of smugglers. I think of swindlers. I think of blasters. I think of scuzzy-looking ships. I think of workhorse, beat-up X-wings. I think of that. To me, that is my Star Wars. That used and abused, dingy, seedy underbelly of the Star Wars universe. That is what I love about Star Wars. Obviously, I like Jedi. I like Sith. I like lightsabers. Duh. But when I think of Star Wars, I think of things like what we've seen in The Mandalorian so far, So that's what gets me most excited. But so a show that has not been announced that I would want, a Star Wars show, man, that's tough. That's really tough because, man, first of all, it would have to be completely new. I would not want a TV series, a Disney Plus series, focusing on a character that we're already familiar with in some form or fashion. I'm not interested in that. I don't know. It's never really done much for me. Just revisiting the same stuff over and over again. So, man, what could they do? I would love to see like almost like a flight school thing. Does that make sense? Now, I guess calling it Top Gun would be, I don't know, but like a pilot, like a flight school, like a training squadron, something like that would be fun as a show. I guess it could be around the time of the Galactic Civil War. But I think a show that just focuses on like pilots or a training squadron or a squadron in general would be a lot of fun. But also I think a show that goes out of the comfort zone and explores different shit in Star Wars would be interesting. The idea that I keep coming to, and I've been talking about this for a couple of years, I think I would love for a series or a set of films to kind of explore when people first discovered the Force. As a concept, I like it. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, you could ruin a lot of stuff. It might make it cheesy. I don't want to know too much. I like the mystery of it, right? But in the same way that gravity, it's always there, right? It's always been there. It just took a discovery to kind of make it known and to make it understood by people that it was a force, that it was there, the force of gravity. I've always thought of the Force in the same way. The Force was always there. It was just waiting for people to tap into and to understand. So I think a show that kind of looked at the very early stages of people or aliens, creatures, whatever, discovering the Force and discovering this power and whatnot would be pretty interesting. It would be very different, but I think it would be really interesting. And you could see, you could see the splintering of factions. Some people would want to hoard this information for themselves for selfish reasons. Some people would want to democratize it and yell about it throughout the galaxy and tell everybody about this special power because they believe no one should just have it under their control. And then you would have another faction that would want to keep it secret because it was too powerful to get out into the wrong hands. I think a show like that would be really interesting. Something completely different than what we've ever seen, what we've been familiar with in Star Wars. Get a little trippy with it. And yeah, eventually they're going to have to do some experimenting, right? You can't just continuously do the same kind of eras or feels. And I guess you could, right? People love that shit. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Ari, that was a long-winded answer to a very short question. But I appreciate that, man. Let me take a quick sip of water. I don't remember. It was Super Bowl before he had a green screen. Oh, which one? Oh, yeah, before I had a Star Wars Changes series. I think it was later. Yeah, I think that was my Disney video when they bought the franchise. I think that was that video where you talked about my eye. Yeah, there's like a split half of a second where you can see my eyeball. There you go. That's some Hello Greedo knowledge for you. Psychotic, thank you for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that this afternoon. Psychotic said, quick question. Do you think the people who found the Force intended to be fought for good or evil? Ooh, or something to worship, to respect, and not to fight for? Yeah, I've always kind of viewed it as, when I think of the Force, Psychotic, when I think of the Force, I think of Yoda and The Empire Strikes Back. There's a little hash head hippie mysticism in there, right? I've never that's what the show would kind of investigate, right? Just like real life, when people acquire power or technology that gives them power, some people want to use it for destruction. Some people want to use it to change the world, whether for good or bad. And I think the Force would fall under that same kind of thinking. You know, if you had this power that was suddenly discovered, even by a few, would there be consensus among a group of 10? Among a group of 10 people, if the Force was suddenly discovered, would there be consensus? Guys, we got to be careful with this. Nobody can find out about this. No. Guys, we got to hoard this for ourselves. Let's not tell anybody about it and just use it. No. Loose lips sink ships. Guys, let's use this for our benefit. That's probably more likely, right? But then again, I don't know. I don't know. I would just love the show to exist, because it would be different and really interesting, you know. I would like to think that the people that discovered it were initially just kind of curious, and they didn't use it for anything evil or selfish, but they became to respect it, like you said, and yeah. I don't know. I would just love the show. Something different, you know. Maybe eventually. I'll write the script. Somebody contact me. I'm not going to write the script. It would be dog shit. It would be ass. The next question comes from Grant. Good to see you, Grant. Hey, Greedo. I hope you are staying safe during the hurricane. It's been a while since I've watched your streams. I've been busy with work and hadn't been able to run Battlefront on my computer since July. That's a bummer. Turns out my graphics card was faulty and is running smoothly. was faulty and is running smoothly. However, I was trying to avoid as much Battlefront content as possible. Do you think there will be any crossover between the Star Wars Disney Plus series, kind of like the Marvel Netflix original shows? Ooh, that's oh, interesting. Let me take a quick sip, Grant. So, man, with the Mandalorian, I kind of hope there's not, Grant. Other than, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of, other than if you count crossovers being like there's stormtroopers in it. I mean, that makes sense, right? So what kind of crossovers are we thinking? Character crossovers that we're familiar with? I hope not. I wouldn't put it past them because, Star Wars has always been about, to my often dismay, about just bringing characters interacting with one another that really are only interacting with one another for convenience, and I've always said it's a big ass galaxy, right? Star Wars galaxy is a big ass galaxy. There's a lot of characters, events, and stories to tell. Why do we got to keep mulching over the same shit? That's always been been my philosophy for a very long time. I would think so. I'm sure there will be some kind of crossovers and stuff like that, but I would assume that it's going to be maybe less than. I haven't seen a lot of the Marvel series, so I would assume that it's going to be less because, as far as I can tell and as far as I know, those are chock full of them, and rightfully so. I mean, Star Wars is different than a comic book series, right? A Marvel series. So I'm sure there will be some, and I would think, Grant, that they will be pretty subtle. Things that maybe your average viewer wouldn't understand, but people that have watched other shows or read comics and kind of know a little bit more of the non-film material, they might kind of get. I like that kind of stuff, very subtle stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'm guessing the Mandalorian is going to be kind of a bottoms-up from scratch thing, other than it being in Star Wars with stormtroopers around it and stuff we're vaguely familiar with, But yeah, I was trying to avoid as much Battlefront content as possible. So it's running smooth now? You're not here to respond to me. But if you haven't played Battlefront in a long time, man, I think you'll dig it. If you haven't, well. Oh, since July. So you've seen some of the updates. Well, hopefully, yeah, get back into it. They're releasing Fallujah soon. That's on the September 20-something, right? I believe. But yeah, Grant, we're good. The hurricane didn't touch us at all. We got 40-mile-an-hour gusts. That's it. We've been, I've lived here for 21 years. We've gotten smacked with some doozies before. This was nothing for us, yeah, we got lucky. September 25th. Nice, okay. Nice. September 25th. That's right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. That's hard to believe. Battlefront is so much fun to play now. I listen to music when playing it, and it really gets me hyped. Nice. It'd be fun. Yeah. It'd be fun to do. I have my music turned off on Battlefront just because of copyright infringement and playing a game on a stream, I would instantly get hit with a copyright infringement, as weird as that is. So I haven't played Battlefront with actual Star Wars music on, dude, since the game came out. That's crazy to think about. That's crazy. Huh, that's crazy. That's stupid. Oh shit, Caleb Kim, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. I greatly appreciate that. On the note of new things for Star Wars, what do you think about music without Williams? Stay in the same vein or venture into something entirely new? I like the orchestra feel of Star Wars. I don't think, man, that's really tough. Solo, I think, was a good kind of familiar yet different, right? I want familiar yet different, but golly, man, I can't think of a Star Wars I can't think of Star Wars and not think of that music. It's so iconic. It's so, and it's not even that music. It's Williams' music. It's John Williams' music. Will we ever have that level of music again in Star Wars? Will we? I don't know. I hate to say no, but I think my answer is no, and I haven't even heard it yet. It just, that's a toughie. That's definitely a toughie. It's like when you hear some of the new scores for like Rogue One and Solo, I like them. They're fun. They're not memorable to me though. I honestly can't really remember a tune. Coming away from a John Williams score though, as soon as I got out of the theater with Force Awakens, I was kind of whistling Rey's theme. You know, I was humming March of the Resistance. They're iconic and they're memorable as soon as you hear them. So I'm a little worried that there's going to be a little void when it comes to music in Star Wars, you know. But we'll see. Maybe I'm being a little too cynical, but we'll see. But yeah, familiar but different. I know that is a tall order. What the hell does that even mean? How do you even accomplish that? But I guess that's the best way to describe what I'm wanting. But Caleb, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, if they get a little different, if they get a little experimental, I'm down for it. Whatever, you know. Star Wars, if Star Wars is gonna survive, you can't just keep doing the same thing. So, try some new stuff. Yeah, try some new stuff. Why not? Why not? Maybe not if other composers try to emulate John Williams, in my opinion. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, you hear some of the music and you're like, oh, that kind of sounds like John Williams. Kinda. I can tell they were trying to go for a little bit of John Williams, but it's not fully there, you know. The next question on Patreon comes from Mr. Admiral Crust. Howdy, Greedo. Hope everything is flowing nice and chill. I remember that you once asked the patrons to submit their questions for you to answer in your book. I don't know if you got time, but if not, then it might be perfect for this Q&A. I did. That's actually a chapter I have. It's called Questions and Answers. In the book, it's the second. It's basically the last chapter. Yeah. Is it a good idea to think about going to other planets like Mars and potentially colonize them before we have solved some major issues here on our own planet? P.S. How's the voiceover stuff going? Let me know if you need some further guidance. No, I have it saved right on my desktop and it's staring at me. Man, I'm trying to think. I could probably knock it out tomorrow. I got freelance stuff going on until about 11:30, and then I could probably knock it out because it's only a couple lines. I could probably knock it out tomorrow afternoon. And let me know. I mean, be honest, and if you don't like it, if you don't like my reading of it, or let me know and I can read it again. You know, because I read them. And is there any kind of creative liberty that I can take with it? You know, let me know. Maybe just say phrases a little different. But I'll go right off the script. But yeah. So, is it a good idea to think about going to other planets like Mars and potentially colonize them before we have solved major issues here on our own planet? I think it is. I think it is. If you're aiming to survive, I guess a good way to look at it is, you know, through our basic biology, our need to procreate and spread our genes. It's such an instinctual, biological trick almost, to spread our genes and to ensure that we survive, offspring survive. And it's almost, I guess, kind of within us. It's almost kind of the same. I feel the same way about the human species as a whole. When you have one planet, that's it. You're one and done. If something happens, you're toast. You're ashes in the universe, and nothing will ever know that you ever existed, right? Your species, your entire world, your entire civilization, all your history is wiped and gone. But if you can spread to Mars, if you can spread and colonize, at least throughout the solar system, you ensure survival of the species, you know? Yes, we have problems here. We need to solve them. But also, it's not a bad idea to have lifeboats. Lifeboats on other planets for the species as a whole, you know? So, yeah, it's important to solve the problems here. We got a lot of them, making a mess of things, not taking care of things. The world is being eaten by plastic, but at the same time, I think for the survival of the species, it is important, short term, to kind of figure things out and have a lifeboat for Earth, you know. But yeah, it's an interesting dilemma. That's not really a dilemma. We need a lifeboat, and let's fix some shit here too. But yeah. But I appreciate that, Admiral. I like that question. For sure. Tan Production, Greedo, how many times did you tap your finger on the wheel for the looped video? I think that's just a one tap, Tan. I just went, well, the entire video was like 15 seconds, and I just tapped my thumb, but I only took like that one tap, and then I repeated it up and down. You know what I mean? Pop, 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 pop. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's just one repeating over and over again tap. I think that's what it did. I think so. I'll have to look at the file. I don't remember. The next question on Patreon comes from Darth Rodicus. Darth Rodicus says... Oh, Darth Rodicus also, he says, I think they need to reinvent a new style of music. Oh, that I read that. I thought that was a brand new post on the chat. Darth Rodicus says, hey, Greedo, hope you and your fam have been doing excellent. We have. As for my question, let's say you are given a choice. A magic being offers to make the unaltered OT canon officially forever, and the special editions will be erased from time, but you have to log into YouTube and delete the entire Hello Greedo channel forever. Would you accept or decline? I would decline that shit. This has been fun. Yeah, I would absolutely decline that. The canonization of it is not important to me, Darth. It's not. The canonization is not important. You know, we all have our own headcanon, whatnot. In my headcanon, Jabba the Hutt does not appear in A New Hope. That's my headcanon. That was canon for a very long time before it was not canon. So the canonization of it isn't important to me. The availability of it is what's important to me, right? I just want it. Like, it's not important to me that it's canonized. It's not important to me that the unaltered original trilogy is the only one, because people like the special editions, I get it. I just want the option. I just want the ability to watch the unaltered versions in an HD or 4K format, right? So I would decline that. Absolutely. This has been too much fun, man. It's been a labor of love for 8 years, and it's gone through so many evolutions, and it's been a fun way to kind of I've taught myself so much in doing this channel. Video production, graphic design, audio editing, writing, speaking. It's been a really fun thing to do, a really fun journey to go on. And no, I wouldn't cancel all of this for the unaltered OT to be canonized. No, but yeah. So, I would decline that for sure. And like I said, it's about availability. It's about just being able to watch it. I'm not asking for anything to go away. I'm not asking for one version to just... I'm not asking for the unaltered version to be the one that is promoted or canonized. I just want the option to watch it in HD, you know. But yeah. But I appreciate that, Darth. Imagine watching Phantom Menace and imagining Jar Jar not there. I think there's a Phantom edit, I believe it's called, where what was that guy's name? Topher? Wait. What was his name? Am I thinking of the same thing? No. I'm thinking of something different. Wait, am I? No, I think Topher Grace did do a Phantom Menace edit. Let me see. Topher Grace just created the ultimate fan-made trailer. Topher Grace. Okay, here it is. Topher Grace edited the Star Wars prequels into one 85-minute movie. So that's what he did. Yeah. Topher Grace, yes, from the 70s show, that 70s show, edited all of the prequel movies together into one 85-minute movie. So interesting. Dun, 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 dun. I've never seen it, but yeah. I've always been curious. All right. Let me scroll up a little bit. Oh, I didn't scroll up for that other question there. Darth, my apologies. People couldn't even see your question on the screen. All right, Caleb Kemp. The next question comes from Caleb Kemp on Patreon. And the last question, that's the last question on Patreon as well. Caleb Kemp says, "Hello, Greta. What is your favorite outdoor activity, like kayaking and hiking, and why? What inspired your love for space? And if you could visit anywhere in space, what would you visit? And is a hot dog a sandwich?" No, a hot dog is not a sandwich. I'm not married to these ideas, and I don't really care. But no, it's not a sandwich. A hot dog is its own thing, right? I'm trying to think of another example. A hot dog is its own thing. Like as a panini sandwich? Yeah, I guess so. But it's called a panini. Is a pita a sandwich? Because it has stuff in between two things? I don't know. No, a hot dog is its own thing, right? A hot dog is its own thing. I think so. Is deep dish pizza pizza? Is it? Is it? I don't know. So if my favorite outdoor activity. I don't know if you saw pictures I posted on Instagram. I love kayaking. I've had my kayak for golly, I don't even know, 15 years now? Wow, probably 15 years, yeah. That's hard to believe. Okay. It feels like yesterday I went and got it. And yeah, I've always loved going. And then a couple years ago, me and my wife bought one for her, and I hadn't gone in like 5 years. And then I was like, you know what? We should go kayaking. Let's go buy you a kayak. And then That was right when we bought our car 3 years ago or so. And so we bought her a kayak, and then we've just loved doing it ever since. We hadn't gone in the past like year and a half because, you know, we just haven't had time to go, and it's hard to find a babysitter, and, you know, you're gone for the whole day. And so we, the other couple weeks ago, we went for the first time in like a year and a half. And then I went with my dad on Sunday, yesterday. And I love it, man. We went to a place called Guana State Park. It's kind of opposite of the ocean. It's like literally right across the street from the ocean. Marshy. Whenever me and my wife go, we always see alligators. This time I was really surprised. I mean, like, I'm not saying we just see alligators. You see a shitload of them. And you see their snouts and tails in the water, and as you get closer, they go under the water. And the water's only like 2.5 feet deep. And this time, yesterday, me and my dad didn't see a single alligator. I could not believe it. Every time we go, we see a ton, and it was really surprising. But yeah, I love kayaking, man. It's just relaxing. It's really relaxing. And I don't fish off of it. I don't really do anything like that. It's just more for exploration and being outside and enjoying the water, you know. Other than that, I really like hiking too. It's something that I've always been into. One of my favorite experiences ever was my buddy hiked the entirety of the Appalachian Trail, which is a fucking feat, man. Just endlessly proud of him for doing that. It's incredible. And I was lucky enough to go with him on the first. This is a guy I've known since I was 13. And a couple of years ago, that's when he hiked the trail, a couple of years ago. And I picked him up from the airport in Atlanta. We drove up to Helen, Georgia, and then we started hiking. And we hiked the first 40 miles or so. We were hiking for 3 days, and then I wanted to spend the first couple days with him, and then I had to come home, and he continued on. That was just one of my all-time favorite kind of hiking memories. Being out there, kind of backpacking for 3 days and on a trail, was a lot of fun. We got drenched. It rained the second day. It just rained the entire time. And then we went to bed. We put our tents up. We were just completely soaked. We made dinner in a jet boil propane stove, a little tiny thing that he brought, and he had some like macaroni and cheese we threw in there. And it started to pour right after we finished our mac and cheese, and we just left the jet boil outside, just to cool off and sit out in the rain. Who cares, right? We dumped out the mac and cheese and all the and whatever, and it was just sitting there overnight. And then before you know it,
Thanks for all you do. Your videos really keep me going through tough times. I owe you a lot.
Jesus Christ, Paul. Paul, thank you so much for the extremely generous super chat tonight, man. I greatly appreciate that, man. Give me one sec to fully tell you thanks. I'm gonna finish my thoughts here with Caleb, Paul. But yeah, man. So the jet boil stove flooded overnight, and we went to sleep. And when we woke up in the morning, a mouse had crawled into the jet boil stove, drowned in the rainwater. We woke up to a dead mouse and what we needed to cook breakfast in. So we dumped the mouse into the woods and cleaned the pot out and made oatmeal in the jet boil. Pretty gross, right? And if I could visit one place in space, I would say I would want to go to the closest neighboring star system. I would want to go to Alpha Centauri and see what that solar system looks like. I think that'd be kind of interesting, right? Not that you could see much, because I mean, look at our night sky, right? You see our night sky. It's not like you see planets. I mean, you do see planets, but it's not like some artist rendering where you just see big blue and green marbles and stuff like that. No, I would love to go. I'm gonna say the moon. I'm gonna say the moon so I can see the planet from a different vantage point, right? There we go. Paul, thank you so much, dude, for the ridiculously, extremely generous super chat tonight, man. That's I'm gonna say too much. That's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate the ever-living fuck out of it, Paul. Thank you so much, Paul. Paul says, thanks for all you do. Your videos really keep me going through tough times. I owe you a lot. You owe me nothing, man. You owe me nothing. I'm here acting like a fool, talking about Star Wars with a goofy-ass Star Wars helmet on, just having fun, right? But, dude, that sentiment right there. There's things that I watch, right? There's things that I listen to. There's things that I put games that I play. There's movies that I watch, and I describe them as, you know, getting through stressful times, helping me get through tough times or moments of kind of self-doubt or whatnot. There's these things, these whether it be songs, podcasts, movies, games, streams, videos, things that you watch to kind of, I don't know, maybe put your mind at ease, get something out of it, make you chuckle, make you, I don't know, take a little load off and a little ease for the day. So to hear that you, Paul, gets that out of this silly ass channel means the world to me. So I appreciate you sharing that, man. And I appreciate the hell out of that support tonight. The channel, no joke, survives because of that support. So, Paul, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. You owe me nothing, but I appreciate the shit out of that tonight, man. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. Damn it, Paul. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. But, all right, man. It's time for me to get going. That was the patron questions for September. I always love doing these supporter Q&As. They're always low-key and just fun. You know, they're a little more... Even more, my streams are always laid back, right? We always just shoot the shit and talk about random stuff. But these are even more laid back. Yeah, they're great. They're fun. But all right, guys, let me run down the list. Paul, thank you so much for the extremely generous super chat this evening, man. I can't say thank you enough. It's whatever comes out of my mouth is gonna sound silly. So thanks, man. And Caleb Kemp, thanks for the support not only tonight but this entire month, man. I appreciate the shit out of it as well. And Psychotic, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support and the support all these years, man. I greatly appreciate that. Darth Rodicus, Mr. Ohio, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Tuke17, thank you for the super chat and channel support. Happy anniversary in 10 days or so. Gravy, thank you for the super chat and channel support. And Caleb Kemp, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. That silent channel support coming in at the end there. I greatly appreciate that, man. And I love the question there at the end. I love it. You know, it's sometimes topics of discussions like that, you know, things that I'm really interested in and things that I like to do occasionally will come up, and I'm always like, fuck yeah, I get to talk about hiking? Yeah, I get to tell a story about a mouse drowning in a jet boil? When the hell would that ever come up on the channel? Fuck yeah, I get to talk about it now. So it's always fun when that happens, so I appreciate that, man. And Psychotic, once again, thank you for the super chat and channel support, man. Just please remember to listen to Continuum. I have it pulled up right here, and as soon as I click to end this stream, I am going to play it, and I'm going to give it a listen. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the channel support, and I'm looking forward to listening to it. And I'm going to reach out to For You and see if... I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'm going to reach out and just double check that it's going to be cool for me to use that song. So maybe I'll open up the next stream with it, if it's cool. But yeah. All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for everybody supporting the channel. through Patreon and being a fleet member on YouTube itself. The channel, no joke, survives because of you guys. And it allows, I do some freelance stuff on the side, but it's you guys that really allow me to, make videos, have fun, stream, and also, more importantly, be able to stay home and take care of my daughter while my wife goes to work, and I do some YouTube and do some freelance. So I appreciate the shit out of you guys allowing me to do that. So, all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week if I don't see you. I'm planning on doing a little stream tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah. Cool? Cool. All right. I'll see you next time. Thanks as always. September 2019. That was weird. 2019. September 2019 supporter Q&A in the bag. See ya.